Hi Internet viewers, Frank Rauscher again. We're still pursuing the goldfinch, and what I wanted to show you, just to let you know what we're going to do on this video, is we did cut the templates out and we marked it on a piece of basswood, and I'm going to trim that out on the bandsaw, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm going to show you how to do the top view looking down, and I'll show you how we proceed with that. So if you'll bear with me, we'll do that. And just to let anybody know that if there's any questions or things you need to be answered in the body of the video here, there is a section you can make comments and leave your messages, and I'll get it and then get back to you on that and try to inform you as best I can of what I know and help you out. And if you have any problems, definitely write to me. And if you want, you can contact me and I can get a hold of you. If you give me your phone number or what have you, and give you a buzz and see if we can't iron out the problems you have. Also want to let you know, if you enjoy the videos that you have, I would ask you, if you would, please give me a thumbs up, and if you would subscribe to my channel or pass the word on as well to other people if they would do the same. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my audience, and it would be real helpful if you could help me in that endeavor as far as getting as much done as we can as far as the growth of my channel. So, and what I'm going to try to do is as far as the patterns go from now on, I'm going to both have the fractions of an inch or inches and millimeters involved, so that I had a request that some people like it in millimeters, some people like it in fractions of an inch or inches, and I will provide that both ways. And one thing I wanted to mention to you too, that the scale of the patterns are to scale, except for maybe like in the situation with the great horned owl. As I think I stated before, the owl is about 20 inches long, but I don't like to make real big birds. I mean, I've made them. It's just that I'm trying to minimize the size. I think like the great horned owl was about 8 inches long. It's only about 1/4 of the actual owl. So I've minimized things size-wise so that you can put it on a shelf or something like that. And but the other thing I wanted to mention to you too, and I did this in the last video as well, was about using certain type of woods. And I predominantly use basswood most of the time, and I've done that for eons. I've used other woods, but if you're trying to have something where you just want to leave it natural and it's got a pretty grain, butternut does it for you too. And I do have some of that available. But I also have Tupelo, but not a large quantity, just a little bit. And if somebody needs something in Tupelo or something like that, I could try to accommodate you there on that. It's not that easy to get a hold of anymore, and it just costs a little bit more. But the one I would try to get you away from, as I stated before in the last video, is staying away from pine, because you're putting a lot of effort into trying to create something. And I know everybody, gravitated, I'll get it right, to pine when I first started, but then realized that it tends to splinter, and if you do something that's nice looking and you paint it and everything else, you'll find that the tars over a period of time start leaching out through the wood and through the paint, and you have spots on whatever you're creating that you may not want the spots. So just trying to inform you about that. If you pay just a little bit of money, and it's not that much at all, for the basswood, you're better off. So I'm sort of repeating myself here from the last video, but I just want to put you on to that, and so on. So I'm going to take you to the back, my back room, where I have my bandsaw, and we will proceed on and see if I can't show you how I cut it out and how I approach doing the goldfinch as far as the blank goes. Okay, I call them a blank, and some people like to call them cutouts or rough outs. Okay, mine's I think a rough out is done on a machine where you get close. At least that's what I call rough out. But I call what I do is blanks. So I'll take you on that journey and get you in my back room. So bear with me, and we'll be right there. Okay, we're in my back room area here, and I've got the pattern on here. I don't have the angle that I'd like to have, but I'm going to cut this out in front of you and then show you what it looks like. As soon as I plug in my... I'm going to make some noise here, so bear with me. So... what I try to do is follow the line work around the markings that I put on there from the template. You want to stay right on the mark if you can, so that your piece is pretty close and accurate to scale. I think I have to change my blade. There we go. Now I'm going to trim the tail off. Get that going. Then I'm going to start from the head. One thing I'm starting to realize is I've cut a lot of stuff on the bandsaw here, and I think I'm at a point where I need to change my blade out, and that's another thing that needs to stay on top of. The blades I use a lot, which really do a real nice job, is Olsen, and they really hold up well, and I've used them over the years. Okay, we have the outline now of the bird. and it's pretty close. I stayed pretty close to the line work. Has the little bit of an indent for the staging of the tail from the wings here. So I'm going to take you back to the table. Sorry about not having the perfect angle of looking down on this, but this is the general gist of it. And I'm going to take you back, and I'm going to show you how to use the top view on this as well. Okay, so hang in there with me, and we'll get you going. The other thing I wanted to mention to you that I sort of dropped the ball on when I was back with the bandsaw, I use a blade. It's a 1/4 inch wide, and it's got a 6 hook tooth. So that works out great for me for cutting tight corners and everything else. The blade I happen to have back there, I think, is getting a little old in the sense that I've used it so often, it's not cutting properly now, and I need to get it replaced, and I have blades for it. But I just wanted to let you know that it's called a 6 hook tooth. Like every 6 spacings or whatever it is, it has a hook which keeps everything and tracks really nice, and it'll cut your line work right where it needs to be. So I want to make you aware of that. And Olson's the one blade I use a lot. I'm happy with them. I've been using them for eons, and they really do a nice work, and they hold up well. So just wanted to put that in there before we go further on that. So just to let you know. Okay, so hang in there. Okay, we're back at the table again, and like I did with this profile, this is right on. If I lay this on top of the pattern, that should be exactly what we have there. Okay, now what I want to make you aware of, this is the top view, and this is the template for it. Now, what I do on the top view, it's a little misleading. You would think that everything is exactly the way it is here, and it is looking straight down on this. But what you got to realize is this bird is up here, and the head is up here, and the tail's down there. So the bird, in essence, is tilting. Like if this was the ground floor, you're like this. This bird is standing, and this is the top, and this is the bottom. So you're looking down on a projection that would show you what this looks like when you're looking down. So what happens is when I make a template, I'll usually try to get the tail down and hold it down, and I'll get my template and I'll hold this up to the point that this tail is off the table. If I tilt this so you can see it, I'm doing something like this. I'm looking down from the top. I got my tail on the table, and I'm holding this basically at the head. I got the beak right up to where it starts here with my template and my blank, and then I don't want to move. I'm going to walk around the whole template with a pencil in case I have to erase something rather than a ball pen. Okay, and I'll even kick this little part into this part. Now, I'm going to come over here and get my beak set up. Now I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to hold this so that I'm still within my line work, and I'm holding this out in space, basically looking down, and I'm trying to get like a true projection down. So, and you can cheat a little bit too, in the sense that you can lay this down to some extent with the tail and then come up, and then you want to tilt this a little bit when it comes up to the head here. And I'm going to try to get this projection right on. Then I came up with the beak up here, and then I come around here, and then this joins up. Okay, so let's see if I did that correctly. If I look at it this way, I get my hand down. I got this one over here. I got a feeling yeah, got it right. Okay, everything's right where it should be. This is out here, that's there. I'm circled all the way around the template looking straight down. So there is the final. Now I'm going to run that on the bandsaw to cut that out and look down. Then I'm going to show you how I trim that up as well. So I just want to get you going on this as far as the projection of it, so that you cut this out. Some birds, they get a little distorted, just slightly, and it's smart that you raise the template up, because like I said, this is a projection looking down on this, and the bird in essence has got a high point and a low point, but we flatten it. And that is what I want you to be aware of, okay? So I'm going to take you in the back again, and we will proceed on with the bandsaw. Okay, I'm in the back, and now I'm going to trim this all the way around my pencil line work, okay? I usually start by holding the tail on one side here and then running it straight up. And then I'll do the other side. Let me show you. Okay. Lay this in here, and I find by keeping your hands away from the blade is the smart thing to do. And I got the one side cut out. Okay, that came off. Now I'm going to do the other side. I'm trying to stay on the pencil line as best I can. Okay, this is the other side cut out now. So we got both sides cut out. Now here's what happens. We are really squared up on all four corners here. So what I do is I hold the piece, get the piece, and I keep the piece so that I can take a 45-degree chamfer on the corners here and get the excess off, because it gives you less work as far as grinding to get it rounded. So here we go. You know, stick it right in there. Go in about 1/4 of an inch from the edge, and that's what it turns out to be like. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom of this too. And what it does, it puts a 45-degree chamfer in there, okay? This is only to save you from having a lot more excess wood to grind away. So I got an edge now from here to here, but this is the way I do all my blanks. even on the bottom here, this corner, hold it on the 45. I take just a piece off. Here it is here, together, and then I just slice it on a 45-degree angle, and this saves on a lot of grinding. So I just want to give you a heads up on that, so that you know, whatever is the most efficient way of doing it, I try to do it, okay? So I'm going to take you back to my workbench again. Oh, wait a minute. I still have a V right in here to take out. Let me do that next. There. Got the V in there. Now, I'll take it back to my bench. Okay, we're back again. And what I want to show you is how I approach getting that center line established back on my piece here, okay? I'm just going to get this piece of wood to hold this down. And what I'm going to do is I have this wedge, which is really the beak. Let me do it this way. I really don't need that. I'm going to hold this. See this? Here's the pencil line right here for the beak. And here it is coming out this way. And this is where the body comes around and joins it. I'll do this. At the tip here is where your beak starts. You could put a dot. And that's like where the two of them join up together, the lines on the side here. Then I'm going to measure across that wedge, and I'm going to try to get maybe a ½ inch from one side to the other side on my ruler and get that established. It's like a ½ inch from here and a ½ inch from here, and the middle is right there. So I have a dot down here and a dot up here. So what I'm going to do is lay my ruler between the two dots, and that will establish the center line of the head. Right through there. And then I want to continue that. So if you left your ruler just lay on the top there and follow that edge, you can get this to go straight back over the top here. Okay? So that is the center line of your bird's head, I should say. Now, for the body, we wanted to establish the tail. The tail is roughly just about an inch wide. So I have a V cut in here, so I'm going to come up a little bit and put a dot at the half inch mark from this end to that end, but instead of in outer space here, because I got a V cut out, I come up and put the dot there. Then I'm going to come up on the body of the bird, and I'm going to measure across the width of the bird, the thickness at the top here, and that should be 1.5 inches. So I'm going to get this outer edge to outer edge, and that's 1.5 inches. So 3/4 in is halfway, and 3/4 from that side to there gets me there. So I'm going to lay this on my bird and draw a line between those two dots. Okay, now I'm established with the center line of the body and the center line of the head. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is on the flip side, come in, we'll come on this side, and we will establish the midpoint over here, and we'll do that again over here, and that's 1.5 inches. So I'll come in 3/4 of an inch this way, and same way that way, and I'll put my ruler down again, dot to dot. Let me get my infamous little pad here. This stops it from walking. This is just shelf material that you can get in any dollar store, and it stops. My table is varnished, so it tends to slide. And I line this up, and I don't need to worry about the head because this is really for the body. Okay, so I have the center line established down below, and we have the head going through here. The other thing I would like to see you do is continue this center line down. Now, I know you could walk this all over the place, but if you get the ruler and you lay this on top with that line and then draw at least a real light line to where the bottom would be, you know, it's all got to be like as if you were slicing this right down through here and you came to the bottom. You want to make sure that the edge on top that's showing, that's lined up with this ruler, also has to line up down here. Okay, so that if you were to get a saw, you're cutting it right in half and it lines up. Make sure it's not going to the left or to the right, because this is important. When we go to establish this on the next video, we're going to put in like what I call beak line, and then we build everything off of that. So I just want you to be aware of that. So this is important. If you can carry this center line to the bottom and still keep it in the same plane from the top to the bottom here. You don't have to connect these up, not at all, but you're establishing what the bottom should look like and what the top should look like. So I just want to get this out of the way so that when we start shaping this, you'll have this shape with the center line established here and in the belly area, and then the head is in between that wedge, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll start building the head and the body, and this center line has to come from the top all the way down and around in the same plane, okay? So if you could do that, that'd be great. And then what we'll really start doing on the next video is starting to put this whole thing together. As far as we'll round this off, we'll start the head, and we'll be on our way getting the goldfinch going. Okay, and this is what I was showing you here before in the back room. It wasn't quite as clear. I cut these on a 45-degree chamfer, all these corners, so that it's minimal amount of work to get this thing rounded. And the other thing, let me get you to mark that too. Between this area here, the thickness, if you could come in, and in the case of this right here, it looks like it measures from outside edge to outside edge, 1.5 inches. So if you come in 3/4 of an inch and give me a line right in the middle of this area, And then we do the same thing on the other side because it's the same thickness. I'll come in 3/4 of an inch in, and I'll put a line right through here like this. And what this establishes what the thickness is of this bird in this direction, okay? So when we go to round this, by the time we hit to this point, we should just be skimming just a little bit up to this line. And same way with the center line up here. When we go to round this, we're going to sort of roll these edges. We're going to knock down this edge and this edge and get it to roll from this point to that point. And then we'll do it from this point to that point, and we'll roll this. Okay, so I will show you that on the next video, but I just wanted to get you to this point to establish how I formulate the blank, okay? And so if you have any questions on how I'm doing it or why I'm doing it, definitely put it in the body of the description of this video or write to me. And my email address is Rauscher, RAUSCHER, FRANK 7@gmail.com. And I will try to answer any of the questions you have, and hopefully I can anyway. And if you getting something out of this video, I wish you would also give me a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to my channel and pass the words on about my channel to other people that maybe wanting to do a bird or something like that. I've done several of them. I'd appreciate it. And I'll probably see you on the next video, I hope. And we will start getting this bird flying. So we're getting close. And at least we're at the point of starting to round it over. Okay, so I'll see you on the next video, and have fun. Bye now.